All right. All right. So, thank you everybody for joining me. I'm your spiritual friend. I strongly believe that we're the mind, the body, the spirit individually, but we all come together to bridge that one soul. So, welcome to Food for Your Soul. In this live, I help people out with messages. I'm an energy reader, but I want to ultimately get people to ground themselves, tap into their greatest power that they can possibly tap into. And that is taking a deep breath in through your nose, filling your chest with air, blowing it out your mouth, and surrender and drop your shoulders and ground yourself. That's a perfect way to ground yourself. In this live, you can kick off your shoes, relax your feet, let your hair down, and take off the makeup and be authentically yourself with the courage to change, but being fearless and free in the process. This is a rest stop for all soulful beings. So I know when you're out there, you're doing the best you can with what you have. Please do so. And I'll see you at the next rest stop. Today, I want to talk about discombobulation. Hello, how you doing? G the Great. Good to see you in the building. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. So it's a beautiful thing to be living in the right now. It's a beautiful thing. And the reason why I want to talk about living in the right now is because we all have felt some surge going on over the past week. We all been feeling a shift of consciousness within this year. And for the past 2 years, we all been awakened to our own personal energy. Whether that's sitting inside because of coronavirus, tapping into your personal self, finding out the duality of what you like and what you don't like, and trying to explore on how to create the balance. And also being safe, having times of feeling scared because you have to go and do some things, have to run and go and get some food, and feeling like you're going to attract that coronavirus. So that's all energy I want to talk about. Energy is everything that your eyes can see. Energy is even the things that you cannot see. Energy comes in the form of words. The way we click our tongues is the form of energy. The way we think is a form of energy. And the frequency that's behind that is, as one would say, if I am processing a thought before I say it, that's a frequency. I am a spiritual human being. I read energy. How I read energy, I can read your comments. I can read your voice. I can read your body language. I can read almost your thoughts. I can read that kind of frequency. It's more like your intentions. It's like I can see it. Um, I believe that I can see people who they are, like who they really are, just who they really are. And I think people can feel it when I do that because I've noticed that they get a little flustered. Some gets a little discombobulated. And that is the word of today, discombobulated. And I don't want to fear no one or scare anyone. I am a child of God. I come humbly with peace, and I come only to serve his divine energy. And the God in me sees the God in everything. But ultimately, the God in me sees the God in you. So I come to serve the God in you. My God has told me once when I was a little bit depressed, and I was telling myself, I was talking to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I do amazing work. All I want to do is just connect with people. I want to help them get to know their internal power. And your internal power is your lower abdominal area. It is your sacral plexus. solar plexus. Solar plexus. It's your solar plexus. That's where you get all your energy from. Okay, and you can do that by taking a deep breath in, deep, and blowing out, and grounding yourself. And surrender. You have to really surrender from the inside out. And I just want to say that again. Surrender from the inside out. It's very powerful. You'll feel yourself get a little stimulated below your belly button, your lower abdominal area when that happens, when that starts to happen. The more you utilize your breathing and grounding your external body, you then could tap, you could ripple inside your internal. So that is a way to really ground yourself. So back to this story about my God. I was a little bit depressed and I kind of felt like, you know, I just want to teach people. I want to teach people how to be strong, how to feel you everywhere, but not even them to say that we want to put a name to it. Let's say their own personal internal power. And I call it your internal compass. Your internal compass is something that is there and always have been there with you to guide you through everything you have endured in life. And I believe your internal compass is something that you can look back at and see how you overcame those milestones, those trial and errors, and all those thoughts that you have said that you would never get through, you have got through with that. By your internal compass, it guided you here. So that's all I want to do. I was telling my Lord. I want to tap people into that energy. Remind them who they really are. Because we came here with a purpose and we forget who we are, just like we forget every day by the distractions of this world. So we forgot who we are. And it's very clear because we see the repetition of things that's constantly reminding us who we are. But it is like the things that get us so fixated. We fixated over certain things. We're so fixated over certain things, and we get distracted again. And that's a form of discombobulated. So I'm like, Lord, I really want to help people. I really want them to understand how we already know, and the proof is in the pudding. All we have to do is just get to know more of ourselves and love ourselves in ways that we have never loved ourselves before. And the best way to do it is just stop. So how can I do this? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why can't I touch the people that I need to touch? And my Lord gave me something beautiful. He said, you know, when people sit in front of you, however long they sit in front of you is however long they sit within themselves. And I was like, wow, what does that mean? And then my body starts to light up. And I start to get these moments of looking at myself in the mirror. And only doing it for 5 minutes and then walking away just to find distractions in life. Because what I've seen, I really don't have the time to it would take me a whole lifetime to start working on myself. And I was like, oh, is that what you're talking about, Lord? He was like, yes. And that was very powerful to say. That was very powerful to say, to feel too, to feel that some places we go and we will have a reflection of ourselves and it'll move us out of it very fast. It's like getting caught off guard. It's like feeling like you've been seen. or someone can see you. It's like being exposed. And in that time, some of us get discombobulated. Some of us. We have a really rapid confusion, trying to figure it out, but cannot find the frequency of understanding what is going on. And I was like, wow, God, this is crazy. So are you telling me that when people come in and visit me, no, I was like, oh, are you telling me my whole entire life? Like, this is why people could just, they sit around me for a certain amount of time and then they feel like they have to go, they got to do something. Sometimes they get a little antsy. Um, Sometimes they get a little flustered. And majority all the time, they can't do what they need to do when they're around me. They look for me to help them to do it, or they look for me to do it. And I'm like, why is that? And he's like, because you're showing them who they are and what they see in themselves. They're a little discombobulated. I'm like, wow, okay. So is that what I'm feeling when I feel that from them? Is the energy of, it feels like I'm so worked up to where I can't think properly, and I go through this like, it makes me feel like my body is vibrating like this. It makes me feel like my body is vibrating, and I'm like, I have to tell myself, what is this? What's going on? And I think that's discombobulated. It's the feeling of rushing through a moment that you feel like you need to put you putting your best foot forward is not enough. You putting your best foot forward is not enough. And when we try to step out of that and move forward in life, or to carry on to the next leg, we kind of have to regather our thoughts, regather ourselves, center ourselves, collectively get ourselves back together. And I've kind of noticed this energy come up more with people that is having a, one would call it mental illness kind of energy. Now, I'm only using words to get close to what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying is so beyond, is really beyond. It's a feeling, it's a frequency, but I'm only using words to get close. So mental illness, that's a whole nother frequency that one use to stop their work to understand the power that they have. And it's not a wrong thing. It is just the capacity of where they can go, how much they can take, how much they can endure. So within that, I realized that when I feel that kind of frequency, I feel it from people that have that mental illness energy. They get discombobulated quickly. Now, when we are traveling into that moment of being discombobulated, fight or flight normally be the options, or giving up. And that will be the frequency of flight, running. And I believe that a lot of times we come through moments in our life where we experience this energy of discombobulated, of being discombobulated. And I think it's those moments that we can actually think of. Let's take a journey. Let's think of a moment where you got flustered. You start to feel this very intense energy come up like you want to fight. But it came up so quick without any, it came up so quick without even feeling what is happening. The energy just rush at you. I'm feeling, I'm trying to feel this energy. It's like the feeling of being instigated, that kind of vibration, instigation. Someone is instigating you, pushing you against the wall. And I think we all have experienced this energy from time to time in our life. And it made us move out of situations because of it being discombobulated. And I think we can sit back with a clear mind and an open heart to travel and ask yourself, have you ever went somewhere where you got caught off guard? One would say discombobulated. And because you had the option, you decided to flight, run. And in this right now, you could think, what would have happened if I would have stayed? What would have happened if I would have stayed? Interesting. So that power that we have inside of us, or the power that we have inside of us, is very unique. It's very unique. And I believe that it yells at us. It yells at us. It yells at us. And it yells at us to pay attention to our truth and nothing but your truth. And I think when we are discombobulated, we're having a moment to say that we're trying to pay attention to being seen more than what we can feel that's in us. Thank you so much. So we feel like we're being exposed. And the way a person addressed it, or the way energy have addressed us, we get a little flustered. And we normally fight or flight. Whether we go into an intense argument, shut down, and then start arguing, or we go to attempt to try to do something, to try to carry on, and then we feel like we can't even carry on because we're so discombobulated and trying to move on from here, but it's too much pressure, it's too much confusion, it is too much energy, and I just feel like I just want to walk away, and I just walked away. I just totally walked away from this job. I just walked out of this job. I said I cannot do it no more. I'm so discombobulated. I walked out of the job. I want to ask, how many people have had that kind of energy? I have too. I have too. I most definitely have had that energy. And I call it the energy of being discombobulated. And it's a powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing. So I just want to teach us an exercise to get a little bit more grounded. You know, and you can use this exercise in everything that you do. Whether you're just needing to take time to yourself. I normally say that doorways is a portal. It's an exit and an entrance at the same time. And you're going to travel through your whole entire life, exiting and entering something at the same time. Whether you going into the grocery store, your job, the gas station, your car, your home, your bedroom. It's a portal. It's a portal of you exiting and entering something at the same time. And to ground yourself would be great to know those doorways, to tap in to the best potential that you actually can find here on earth, and it's within you. And it's a simple method that we can do to find strength, internal strength. But here's the thing: your mind has a heart, and your heart has a mind. So that's what we got to get under control. So we can ultimately tap into our inner compass. Knowing that your mind has a heart and your heart has a mind. I hope you can feel that. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. So in this breathing, in this exercise, I would like for us to just think about separating your thoughts from your feelings. The thoughts would be all the things that you think of yourself, that you think of others, that you think of how you're performing right now, of how good you're doing, how good you should be doing, if you're doing the right thing. Can I capture it? Can I master it? Those are your thoughts. Your feelings is, this is not going to work. And this is like a thinking kind of thing too. But you have to understand your heart has a brain of its own too. And sometimes we can get out of our head and then get into our body, and that's when we start to feel. Separate your thoughts from your feelings. Then we start to feel how long it will be to accomplish this. Then we start to feel the pain of going through something for extended long a period of time and feeling like you're going to have to embody that. And you're emotionally getting to this place of hypertension. And that's when the feelings get a little bit strained. You're welcome, my dear. I'm letting the God flow through me. And we're talking about being discombobulated. So that's what we have to do, separate our thoughts from our feelings so we can ultimately be present. You don't have to rush anymore. So clear the vibration of rushing out of your aura. You don't have to want, you don't have to need, you don't have to have anything. So clear the vibration of thinking out of your aura. And just sit wherever you are, wherever you may be. Just sit. Clear the mind, clear the energy, and be free to explore the internal part of yourself. The deep, deep quietness. It's almost like listen to the quietness. And as you listen so deep into the quietness, it will speak back to you. And you cannot make it up in your mind. You have to sit into it. As you take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your chest up with air, you're going to count mentally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Blow it out. All 4. And then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Then you're going to blow it out. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the 1, 2, 3. So we're going to count 6, blowing out. Then we're going to hold it for 3 seconds. Then we're going to count 6 seconds, breathing in. And then we're going to hold it for 3 seconds. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to repeat that, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. As we there, repeating this, we're just tapping into the quietness. We're not formulating no thoughts. We're trying to listen to the silence within you. You're trying to listen to the silence within you. And just then, when you are connected to being calm, having patience, and listening to the silence within you, you are grounded. You have separated your thoughts from your feelings to be present. Within this exercise, this can help you go beyond places that you ever thought that you'll be reaching here on Earth. So, I just want to take 5 minutes to do this exercise. Now, I want to do it with you guys, so I can't speak. But I'm going to use my fingers to count. If you want to look, that's fine. If you want to just sit in quiet stillness, to close your eyes and think about counting to 6, breathing in and breathing out, and holding your breath each time for 3 seconds, blowing out on the 4th second, do so. But I'm ready to ground myself. Are y'all ready to ground yourself? So have we cleared our mind, separate our thoughts from our feelings to be present, to tap into the quietness within ourselves? Let's go. And let's just keep that going. All right, that felt good. That felt really good. So the energy that you want to keep, you want to keep that going. You want to keep breathing in, counting 3, breathing in, counting 6 seconds, breath in, hold it, then count 1, 2, 3, blow it out, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold it, counting 1, 2, 3, deep breath in. And when you take a deep breath in, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold it. 1, 2, 3, deep breaths out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is how you ground yourself to tap into your internal powers. That is how you bring out that peace, that clarity, the internal focus. And that's how you clear away energy from your vibration. You just clear it away. That's how you clear away energy from your vibration. With that in mind, you also separating your thoughts from your feelings to tap strongly into who you are. That quiet space in you, inside you. That quiet space that's inside you. Breathing in through your nose, filling your chest up with air, and blowing it out. You want to make sure that you are, this is the thing, what I do sometimes. If I can suck after you do this, you go do a period, you do it for a period of 3 to 5 minutes. That exercise only for 3 to 5 minutes. If you're in a rush, do it for 2 minutes, the max. Just to ground yourself. Maybe you at work and you feel a little bit discombobulated, where your thoughts and your feelings is colliding, and you can't properly formulate anything in your thoughts. You almost forgetting the simple things to do because you're discombobulated. It's like you're rushing to get things done because you feel like someone put a lot of pressure on you, and and you feeling discombobulated, and you can't even think about what's 1 plus 1. It's that. It's like that sometimes. Or you may forget your own name. Just take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill your chest up with air. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Let it out. Then count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. And as you breathe in, seep into the quietness inside you. Throw away your thoughts and your feelings just to be present into the quietness. That is how you can ground yourself. And that works everywhere. It's a beautiful thing when you can it's a beautiful thing when you get to the point where you can have that already there without having to move out of the place. You could just kind of do that while somebody's talking. You just, and this the it's so beautiful, because sometimes you would think like, well, I want to hear what they're saying. You will be able to hear what they're saying, but you're putting yourself first. You're putting yourself first. And that's the number one thing that we have to do. is have to put ourselves first before anything. If we're not good, how can we be good for something else? And that goes into the fight and flight. We feel like we're not good, and we feel like someone is telling us that we're not good because we feel this way about ourselves, and now we want to fight the person that's telling us how we feel, and we believe it. So that's the fight. The flight, the flight is we feel in this way about ourselves, and someone is now telling us that they can see that we feel in this way about ourselves, or they seeing the problems that we don't like about ourselves, and now it's coming up from another person, and I'm feeling like I am getting a little bit caught off guard, and you know what? I just give up. I'm leaving you. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm walking away. Bye. That energy is feelings of being discombobulated energy. And I believe, this is my theory, I believe that the moments that we feel this energy, it is a surge to wake us up, to rediscover our truth, and ultimately do something with it. It's finding out that you have finding out that you have not liked certain things about yourself, and knowing what those things are at that point, but feeling like you don't have the strength to fix them. You say, this is just who I am. But as you say, this is who you are, and you look to somebody that you love and trust, and they then tell you, oh, I noticed that this is you. And you kind of feel like, oh, well, how you think of me now? And you start to get into this panic kind of mode. That's discombobulated. So my theory is that, and I want to propose that we just take time for ourselves to know the things that we love about ourselves and the things that we don't like about ourselves. And go a little deeper. The things that you do not like about yourself, what are they? How many times they have came up in your life? And what happened? When they came up, how did you react? How did you respond? Because we're going to search for responding, not reacting. So when we ground ourselves, we're grounding ourselves to respond, not to react, to respond. Separating our thoughts from our feelings to be present. So I want people to do exercise this week, the rest of this week, or ask yourself now, think of the things that you love about yourself. And as you have those thoughts, do you immediately start to think of the things that you don't like about yourself or the shortcomings? Do that immediately come up for you when you say you love yourself and you start to think about how you love yourself? Do that immediately happen for you? I know sometimes it does for me. I can be honest, be the first one. Who else can have that issue? Who else have that issue? When they think about how much they love themselves, automatically they go into, but this, but that, but this, but that, but this, but that. Those would be the things that you do not like about yourself. And I believe that we move into areas that we find ways to distract us from changing those things. And that's just a form of being discombobulated. That confusion. I'm confused about what I really love about myself. If I even love myself, I'm confused. What do I love about myself? Or if I even love myself. Utilizing this exercise will help you understand what you do love about yourself, separate from the things that you do not like about yourself. Utilizing this information or doing this exercise will help you grow a deeper grounding understanding of loving yourself and how to perform to love yourself more. Doing this exercise would also help you understand what you don't like about yourself that keep coming up and how to perform to get rid of those things, or to at least see it. See it to the point where you can understand whether it's something that you love about yourself or not. Because I believe that some of those things that we don't like about ourselves could be some of the things that we love about ourselves as well. But we never had the time to think about it. We never gave ourselves the opportunity nor the space to love ourselves enough to separate the two. A lot of people come into my live. I do a lot of energy readings, and I'm gonna cut this short. We only have 10 minutes left. A lot of people come into my live, and sometimes they are feeling like they don't love themselves. And then I feel the frequency of how much they love to be loved. And that's loving yourself. So I say to myself, wow, this is unique. The person is saying that they don't love themselves. But there's a frequency of trying to find people to love. And within that travel, there's a love that's within oneself that is being not considered. And then we find out that that person or those people that we have loved or tried to love for so long, and we kind of realize that it's not getting done, it's not being returned, we feel a little bit discombobulated. Or if we're trying to impress someone with by the person that we are, the place, no, the person that we're trying to be, the places that we take them to, or the things that we give them, if we feel like this is not catching their attention, then we tend to feel some kind of way. And we are only searching for, do you love me? 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 Do you want to be with 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 me? Can I be with you? 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 And if you're not hearing none of that, and the things that you do hear, that's discombobulated. Because it's not what you want. So you're a bit flustered. You're a bit confused. What are you trying to say? Tell me the truth. What's going on? Let me know now. Let me know right now. I think about energy, and our thoughts as a powerful form of energy. It is how we manifest things. And I just want everybody to just travel with me for a second, because I want to give the energy to how to manifest. Think of someone that you love. For my energy, I'm gonna think of my mother. And I think of how much she has been going through, how strong she is to have 4 kids, and how strong she have to be to love them the same but different. Show it in different ways, because we're 4 different people. So I think of how powerful that must be for any mother to have multiple kids and have to share the frequency of love in different areas. I think of my mother, and I also think of the pain that she have endured. And I think of all of the sadness, all of the loneliness that she probably feel when no one's around. And I think of her feeling like she's getting old. She don't have that much time to live. I think of that. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to manifest good energy for my mom. So as I think of that, I then can feel the love that's creating in me, because I'm giving her I'm giving her a thought of her well-being. And as I seep into this emotional loving energy, I then get to a point where it's respect for everything that she have done up till now. So I'm saying to myself, this is a powerful woman. This is someone that has loved 4 different people different, but still love us all the same. This is a person that has been struggling to get healthy, to understand love in a more intense way. So I stopped there. And the love that I have for her, I push it to her. I push it all the way into that energy that I have created. And I push it deep down. I say I love my mom, and I just can't. I'm aware of all this and how much I want to save and protect and have and be there for her. All I can do is just push love of understanding her. So that's what I'm gonna do. Push the love of energy into that thought. And now it's a ball. It is like a yin yang. It is her strength mixed with my strength of love, and I share it with her. I submerge it into her energy. And how I create the whole manifesting energy to be grounded. I then shoot that ball into a thought of me feeling so much joy here on this earth. And I think about my daughter and my son. When they smile, there's something that goes on in me. It just tickles me tummy. It brings me like kind of peace. And so I take that ball of my mom and my energy, submerging into giving her healing energy, giving her a clear mind, love, strength to endure whatever she needs to endure from this point on. And then I think about my kids, and I allow that to manifest good health, because it's all in my personal being that makes it be, that makes it real. And I know that is real, the love that I have for my kids. There's no shadow of no doubt. And I know that I just travel within a thought process of thoughts and feelings about my mother. And I shared the love that I have for her and I put it in a ball. And then I solidify that with what makes me feel ultimately bliss. And that's my kids having fun, smiling. And it's one of those moments that you just laughed your butt off and you just felt so good. And I also can take a moment of just having this beautiful conversation that I had last night with a dear friend and how much it brought me so much joy and bliss. Then I let it go and say it's been done. I believe that it worked. I strongly believe my mom feels very much peace, love, and creativity. And I very much believe that God comes in, he's going to heal anything that needs to be healed, and he's going to take away everything that needs to be taken away. I strongly believe that. That is how you can manifest. That's how you charge. That's how you build. And that's how you release. Nothing in this world is yours, so you cannot keep it. All you can do is experience it and then let it go. Now that's love. So I'm going to leave it here. I have a poem that I want us all to just think about. It's only 2 minutes long. I want us to hear. It's the same poem. I think I shared this poem last week. But this is a poem that really gives me strength through my darkest time. And it really makes me embody what they're saying because this life is beautiful. And I've been through so many worlds, but this is the best one by far. So I'm gonna cut this down, mute this, go here.
This is Noggin, the interactive learning app from Nick Jr. Now my kids' love of learning. Great job! Is through the roof.
I want to thank everybody for coming in and joining me. Whoever did, I truly appreciate you. Thank you for coming in and joining me today. Today we have experienced Taco Tuesday topic. So grab your tacos and let's talk about it kind of energy. And I appreciate you for traveling in your mind, body, and spirit on the topic of discombobulated and how to ground yourself, how to restore yourself within that energy, and how to also manifest great energy for the people that's around you and for yourself. Thank you for being here. There's a poem that I'm about to play, and I just want y'all to know that I'm your spiritual friend. I strongly believe that we're the mind, body, and spirit individually, but we all come together to bridge that one soul. So welcome to Food for Your Soul. Thank you for joining me.
By Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but are none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
That completes the end of Taco Tuesday topic. Grab your tacos, let's talk about it. The topic was discombobulation and how to ground discombobulated energy, how to ground yourself within that frequency, how to tap into manifesting, how to explore the power of manifesting, what to do, the action steps to manifest, um, the action steps to ground yourself. We went over that, and how to love yourself like you have never loved yourself before. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of anything outside of you? And that's a wrap. Thank you for coming in.